What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a 1-month postpartum / baby update. I can't believe it's already been a month. Oh, and as a disclaimer, if you're a dude and you don't want to hear about women's bodily functions, you might want to click off of this video because this is not the video for you. If you're a girl and you want information on how my experience went with pregnancy, or I guess recovering from pregnancy and having a newborn. Okay, Gooby, come on, you don't need to be in my lap. I literally have a cat and a baby that both want to be in my lap right now. And I literally have no pants on, but I'll explain that later on in the video. So the first thing that I want to kind of mention and talk about is what happened with my boobs / breastfeeding / all of that kind of stuff. Thanks for rubbing your butt on me. It took days for my milk supply to come in. It literally took probably 4 or 5 days after coming home from the hospital to actually even get milk. And when it finally came in, my boobs hurt so freaking bad. I'm assuming that's what a boob job feels like. They were extremely hard. I just wanted to pump the crap out of them and get everything out. And no matter how much I pumped, they hurt. They just kept hurting. But that kind of went away. They feel normal now. Your boobs actually leak milk all the time. That's another reason why I'm single right now, because that's gonna be really awkward having to explain that to someone. There could be milk. Hopefully you're not vegan. But I do have pads that you put in your shirt or your bra, I'm guessing, that are supposed to soak up the milk or whatever. And the one time I wore them, no leaking happened and they were really uncomfortable. I was like, I'm not wearing these anymore. And then whenever I don't wear them, I can't tell you how many shirts, bras, I've just been mid-conversation with someone and then all of a sudden there's a wet spot on my boobs. Also, this didn't happen to me, but I guess it does happen to some people that they get stretch marks all over their boobs. I didn't get any. I have veins, obviously, because there's baby. There's clearly milk and stuff in there, so you can see my blue veins under the skin, but I didn't get any stretch marks or any weirdness like that, even though when they got super hard, it hurt really bad. That's how I can tell when I need to pump. My boobs are rock solid. As far as the pumping goes, I don't use one of those electronic ones or anything. I guess if you have insurance like me, you can get it through insurance, but I just didn't. I don't know, most people that I know use the Haka. I'll insert a clip of it. This rubber thingy that suctions onto your boob. I saw a YouTube video where someone demonstrated it with a balloon, and after seeing that I was like, oh, okay, that's what I should buy. So basically, yeah, it suction cups on there and then fills up with milk. For me, the most milk I've ever gotten in it is 3 ounces. I know some people just can pump like crazy within 5 minutes, can have a whole thing full. That's not me. It literally takes me an hour. And the most I've ever filled it up was 3 ounces. And the rest of the time, it's usually an ounce or 2. The next thing I was going to mention is how much you bleed. Now, some people told me that they bled for 6 weeks after having a baby. It hasn't even been 6 weeks yet. It's only been 4 weeks, obviously. I pretty much have stopped bleeding. I stopped bleeding a week ago. There's still stuff coming out, but it's not blood. It's more I still have to put a pad in my underwear, but not a thick one that you bleed in. More just a panty liner to make sure I don't trash my panties with a bunch of discharge. So I would say the bleeding for me lasted maybe 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say, is how long I actually bled for. I will say this, somebody actually warned me about this and I didn't really know how bad it was until I actually had a baby. For some reason, after you have a baby, I don't know the logic behind this. Maybe I don't know, someone in the comments can explain this to me. They come in the room, this is like days after you have the baby, and they push on your stomach like really hard, like multiple times. And each time they do it, like so much blood like comes out, and they give you this huge pad that's like basically a diaper. Yeah, that's one thing. Someone asked me on my Instagram, like, what are some things to bring to the hospital? Bring like some normal pads, because they're gonna give you a freaking diaper. Like, you're basically gonna be wearing a diaper unless you bring something normal, like, which is cool at first. Like right after I had him, like the first day, I needed a diaper, and while I was like in labor, I needed that. Like there was tons of blood coming out. But then like a day or two later, like it wasn't that bad. It was like period status, so you might as well just buy a period pad. As far as like having a period goes, like obviously I had a baby 4 weeks ago, so you're thinking, okay, are you gonna start your period soon? Probably not. What I read online is it usually takes 3 to 6 months to start your period after having a baby if you're breastfeeding. So looks like I'll be period free for like a year. I mean, because I got pregnant in May, so it would pretty much be like a year. But you know, having a baby is like a period times 10. So that kind of, you know, made up for all the periods I missed. Speaking of blood, I know I mentioned this kind of in my last video about the IV they put in my arm, but this happened. So I didn't know this, but I guess if you leave an IV in too long, sometimes there can be a blood clot. And I noticed my arm, like where they put the IV, was like bruising. And then I like kind of massaged the area and felt like a hard like knot like in there, which I think was a blood clot. So I like massaged it out and like it's gone now. But yeah, I think I got a blood clot from my IV. Like it hurt for weeks, like where they stuck the IV. Literally, like it just started feeling better like a week ago. Now I'm gonna answer a couple of the questions you guys have asked me on Instagram. What items did you use that assisted in your recovery, and how long until you're back to normal? I have my 6-week checkup in like 2 or 3 weeks or something. So at that checkup is when they're gonna tell me like if everything healed properly. Like as you guys know from my last video, I had a C-section, so they're not gonna really need to look at my vajay. A baby didn't come out of it. So like nothing happened down there. But they are probably going to check out my C-section scar, and they are going to tell me whether or not I can like start doing it again. Not that I have a husband or a man to do it with, but like that's usually what you have. Like you have to wait like 6 weeks after giving birth before you can do that. Some people have told me you should wait 9. It's probably gonna be like 2 years from now. So we don't have to worry about that one. I really want to start working out again, like hardcore working out again. I've already been stretching throughout my whole pregnancy. As soon as I could like move, I started stretching again. Basically like healing from the C-section hurt pretty bad. That took me like 2 weeks. Like every time I coughed or sneezed or stood up or anything, like it hurt. It hurt so freaking bad. Like you feel like your insides are like ripping or something. I don't know. It's bad. It doesn't feel good. Having to stand up and move after having a C-section, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. Especially like the first couple days and the first few hours. Like I would say like within the first day, they made me stand up and walk around the room, and that hurt really bad. Like I literally was like, I'm gonna die. Like I could not stand up. I should be like 100% back to normal within 6 weeks. Within 9 to 12 weeks, my body should be 100% recovered. Like I should be like flipping upside down on a pole again if I wanted to. I've already pushed myself to my limits. I was like, I'm gonna do a handstand. I tried doing a handstand the other day. Yeah, that hurt really bad. And I tried doing a back bend, which used to be really easy for me because I was in contortion classes, and it didn't hurt like where I got cut, where the incision was. It hurt like up in my abs. Like I don't know if being pregnant did something to my abs, but like it hurt up in my abs. So I'm assuming that's why they tell you not to do any type of like ab workouts for a while after having a baby, because your abs for some reason really hurt. So this person also asked what items did I have in my recovery. One thing that I am going to show you guys that I purchased that I'm not going to say really assisted because it doesn't fit me right. I don't know if it's for someone who's like 6 feet tall or whatever, but somebody suggested that you should buy shapewear, especially if you had a C-section, because I guess your body can get misshapen from having a baby and having a C-section. So I purchased some shapewear, which I will show you guys what it looks like. Like it's supposed to kind of like suck you back into an hourglass like shape. And for me, it just kind of hurts, and my body is like too small for the shapewear. Like my butt doesn't fit in it. My torso is too short. I don't know, like the shapewear just, I wore it a few times, like when I was still pretty big, like when I felt fat and I still couldn't fit in my pants and stuff. I did wear the shapewear because I felt like it would kind of suck everything back in. Who knows, maybe it did, but I don't know. I don't really recommend shapewear. One thing that did really help me, and why is my neck turning red? Like, I think it's like a nervous thing. I don't know. That's embarrassing. Let's do something about that. So there's this product called Lanolin. You put it on your boobs. I would say this is the most helpful product that I've gotten. They actually gave it to me at the hospital. It soothes your nipples. Like, how do I say this without being weird? Basically, your nipples hurt like hell from breastfeeding a kid all the time. I usually put it on after I shower and stuff. It like makes it less painful, and it's like babies can put their mouth on your boobs still. It's not like some sort of product that's like bad for them to digest. Definitely would suggest that. That helps with like all the pain in your nipple area, and it makes them so they're not like cracked or like dry or like anything like that. It makes them like nice and lubricated and not in pain. What is the hardest thing about raising a newborn on your own without the baby's father? First and foremost, I'm not doing it all alone. I think about this all the time. Like, there are people who do have to do this alone, like all by themselves, whether their husband is in the military or their baby daddy just sucks like mine. But the thing is, I live with my parents, so they help drastically, mostly my mom, but we kind of take care of the baby in like shifts, like all night, aka like right now at 4 o'clock in the morning while they're asleep. I make sure the baby's not crying and pooping his pants and getting fed. And then around like 7 or 8 in the morning, they wake up and I hand the baby off and sleep for a couple of hours. And then usually around like 2 p.m., I take the baby back and handle it. But if the baby is like crying or like I need to shower or something, my mom like will help out with that too. Like, he also drinks formula. So like I breastfeed, but I don't entirely breastfeed. Like, he's cool with drinking out of a bottle and doing formula too. And quite frankly, I'm 100% sure the baby daddy would be no help anyways. Like, if for some reason me and him were on perfect terms, moved in together, had a splendid life, knowing that dude's personality and mentality and maturity, he could never, like, he couldn't even be bothered by me, okay? And I'm a fairly rational person. I don't think he could deal with a screaming, crying baby that's crying for no fun reason. Like, he thought I was loud and annoying. Please, dude. When a baby cries and screams, like, the frequency is up here. I'm pretty sure even if I was with the baby daddy and we were like happily in love with each other, which wasn't even ever the case while we were like dating, I say that loosely because we never dated, let's be honest. Like, I was not his girlfriend. That's not how you treat a girlfriend. Like, and he's on crack if he thinks I was ever his girlfriend. Honey, boo, look how you're treating your new girlfriend. That's how you treat a girlfriend. Look how you treated me. He would have been no help. So thankfully I do have help, and my mom is helping me with the baby. So, but if anyone is doing this 100% alone, I don't know how you did it. Like, you're probably not getting any sleep. Like, are you dead? Are you okay? Like, I mean, he's so little and he's just learning everything about the world. You know, he doesn't have control over his arms, nothing. But I do fear when he is old enough to understand like what a dad is and why he doesn't have one, that's when things are gonna get complicated for me to explain, because I don't even want to bring up the dad, because if he, you know, knows how to use a computer someday and he searches his dad's gonna pop up on Pornhub. I have no idea how I'm gonna explain that one. Like, being a deadbeat is one thing, but being a deadbeat with some girl who does porn and you do porn and she has herpes and it's kind of just weird and disgusting and she calls him daddy, it's like, ew, daddy? Like, you don't even take care of your kid? That's weird. Okay, how would you describe your sleeping patterns once home with Tiger? I'm awake all night and everyone's like, haha, like, you're gonna be awake all night. I've been awake all night for the past like 20 years of my life. That's not the issue. The issue is when you do get tired, like around 5, 6, 7 in the morning and you're like nodding off and he's screaming. And it's not even because like he needs a diaper change or needs milk or whatever. Like sometimes they just scream because they want to scream. I don't know. I fall asleep normally around 7 or 8 in the morning and then wake up around like the afternoon. That's another reason why it is hard for me to go live, because if he is fussy, like even though I'm filming this right now, because if he is screaming or if he's hungry, it's kind of hard to stop the broadcast and handle it. Like right now he's hungry, he's sucking on his hand and grabbing my boob. If I'm just filming a video, it's fairly easy to shut a video off, or if I'm doing my makeup or making TikToks or something, it's easy just to stop for a minute and feed him. If I'm live, that's a little harder to manage, and I still haven't figured that one out yet. I'm gonna have to fix my schedule and go live in the daytime when someone else can watch him, so I don't have to worry about whipping out my boob or him screaming on the broadcast or anything like that. Are you having any postpartum depression? A lot of people have been really concerned, especially because the whole situation with like the baby daddy and stuff. People have been like, are you okay? Like, are you gonna be okay? Now my shirt looks funny, but he's hungry. So a lot of people were asking about that and concerned about that, including like doctors and stuff, because they're like, you know, you kind of had it rough. So even if you're in the best situation, postpartum depression can happen. So far, I don't feel like suicidal or anything crazy like that. I don't feel like a disconnect from my baby. Obviously, I'm upset over what happened to me while I was pregnant, but I think anyone would be upset over that. I do feel bad for my kids sometimes too, because I'm like, how am I going to explain that one? And it does irritate me, like the things that he considers a priority above his own kid are like disturbing, and it is upsetting, but I don't think that's considered like postpartum depression. It's more just like general feelings. So thankfully I haven't been hit with any crazy mood swings. I'm not like crying or wanting to die or anything like that. How did you get back into shape so quick? I have been stretching, but I haven't really been doing any cardio or anything crazy. I would say it's probably genetics. Like some people just snap back better than others, and some people told me like the more kids you have, the more difficult it gets. Like after like baby number 2, baby number 3, it does get a little more difficult. Another reason why I don't know if I want to have any more kids. Yeah, I haven't been dieting or anything crazy like that, but when I was pregnant, I could eat like an insane amount of food, and like I always seemed hungry all the time. But now like I just don't have that much of an appetite, but I do still eat. Like today I ate like a whole foot long, a bunch of corn nuts, like some Reese's Cups. Like it's not like I'm on a diet or anything. What is the hardest adjustment to being a new mommy? Not being able to sleep when you want to sleep. Not being able to do certain things like go live or do your makeup or like do anything that you want to do when you want to do it, because you're on like the baby schedule. Like if he's crying, you have to handle it. If he's hungry, you have to handle it. If he crapped himself, you have to handle it. I haven't really been going out. Like I haven't left the house or anything because like, I mean, I go to the store or stuff like that, but I haven't really been able to go out and eat food or anything like that because I can't bring him. He's too little. It does make me very anxious taking him out. Like the few times I've taken him out, I've been like the whole time anxious. Like, is he gonna cry? What's gonna happen? Like coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. Another thing is I've been trying to figure out like a very quick hair and makeup routine. I can do my makeup pretty quick now, like in an hour, but sometimes it takes longer than an hour because during I do my makeup and stuff, he starts crying. So here's a few things about babies and about him that I didn't know or that I think is informative for the video. One thing that I did not know about babies until I was literally in the hospital, like the first time I ever changed a diaper in my life was after he was born in the hospital. But I didn't know that diapers actually change colors. Like there's a strip on the diaper that is yellow, and when they pee their pants, it turns blue. So like I guess back in the day, like you just have to like wing it and see if the diaper was wet or not by sticking your hand in there or just taking it off. But now you can just take off their clothes and see like if the strip changed colors, they peed their pants. So change it. You usually don't need to change the diaper if they peed in it like once. Like if they peed in it a lot and it's like heavy, yeah, you should change that. Also, diapers have Velcro on them. Like back in the day, it used to be like when I had baby dolls and stuff, diapers used to have like tape that was like sticky, and then like once you ripped it off, the diaper was ruined. The diapers aren't made out of that material anymore. Diapers are like a soft material that have like Velcro on them. So like you can take the diaper off and put it back on if you wanted to. Like, oh, it's not dirty, but his diapers are usually dirty. Like, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, this is another thing I did not know about babies. When babies get startled, like when they're sleeping, they like throw their arms above their head. They're like, it's like the funniest slash cutest slash weirdest thing. Like, don't startle your baby on purpose, but like if for some reason you pick them up or like a loud noise happens or they fart or something, he like throws his arms above his head. It's really funny. Also a heads up, at least my baby is super gassy. He farts like all day. And I know there's like some videos that show you like how to get the farts out. Like you can like do their legs in a position that like makes him fart. Usually I can tell when he's like dead asleep and he's about to fart because he'll like wake up and he'll start like grunting and fussing and being like, and like either he'll crap or he'll fart like a lot. So another thing about babies is people always tell you like they grow up so fast. And that is true because there's clothes that we bought for him, and like when he was a newborn and we put them in the clothes, he like didn't fit. The sleeves were super long, the legs were super like long and didn't fit. And now, like only a month into his life, we put on certain clothes and he fits in them perfectly. According to the doctor, he's at like 9 pounds last time we weighed in, and that was weeks ago. So he's got to be at least 10 pounds maybe now, maybe more. He's growing so big. Even though like I don't think, you know, he knows what he's doing, he does smile. Like sometimes he'll be like, huh. Like he'll let out this really funny smile. He sticks his tongue out. But that's just what babies do. He'll look at you, he'll stare at you, like he'll stare at me, he'll stare at my mom. If you put him on your chest, like I tried doing tummy time with him, he doesn't like it. But if you put him on your chest, he does like raise his head up. So before I end this video, there is a few things that I wanted to show you guys that's like related to my body. Like obviously you guys came here because you really want to see what my C-section scar looks like. So I will show you that. I'm not just gonna stand up in underwear. I'm gonna have a swimsuit on. Like I said, I did this whole video with no pants on. The two things that changed the most my body, like for me, like when I gave birth, they weighed me and I was at 140 pounds, which is like outrageous. I've never weighed that much in my life. And last time I weighed myself, which was a couple weeks ago, I was at 113, which isn't horrible, but my pre-pregnancy weight was like 92, 98, somewhere between there. I don't think I want to be that small again. Like 92 was like me hating my life. Like I was like depressed over my ex, like baby daddy, he's not my ex. After losing a bunch of weight when he dumped me for like the 5th time. So let's not get back down to 92 pounds. I will weigh myself again eventually and see. Like I don't really care about like how much pounds I am. It's more so like, do I fit in my clothes that I used to fit in? And all my pants and stuff fit again. There are a couple of dresses I have that are just really tight. They're like, one of them I can't even zip up, but mostly everything fits. One thing that did get affected that bothers me other than having like a C-section, my belly button changed colors. Like my belly button never popped out. Like, you know, so you see some pictures of people and their belly button like popped out. Like that never happened to me. Mine just got like stretched out, which hurt like hell. And then like after I gave birth, my belly button turned brown. And I will insert what that looks like. Like I've scrubbed it with like soap. I've scrubbed it with rubbing alcohol in there. Like it's my skin, like my belly button like used to be like this really cool innie. And now it's like kind of weird and outy and it's brown and I hate it. That's like the one thing that I'm like, as far as like my C-section scar goes, there are stitches still hanging out of it. So that's why I've been kind of reluctant to show anyone, but I already showed my parents. They said the stitches are supposed to come out on their own, but they didn't. So I looked it up on Google. Some people said they needed to have them removed at their like 6-week appointment. So there is a chance that I'm gonna have to have the doctor like pull them out. I tried pulling them out myself and it literally like, I got like lightheaded like It was gross. I don't know how far in there they are, but it was like a whole like knot. I was like, nope, I'm not pulling those out. The doctor can do it. But other than that, like I said, it's not like a huge, like when you think of scars, you think of like a big raised scar. Like it's not even like that. It's just like a red line and some stitches hanging out the sides. So I will show you what it looks like. So Tiger is definitely passed out, but I will show you what he looks like so you can get like a little comparison from the last video. I dressed him up in this today because I wanted to get pictures of him. He always does this face when he's sleepy, and you like, when I go to like hand him to my mom or something. This is what he looks like when he's sleeping. Some people say he looks like me, but if you look at baby pictures of me, he does not look anything like me. As far as baby pictures go, he does kind of have like a similar mouth and nose to my ex. But strangely enough, I think he kind of looks like my ex's mom and dad. He is his own human, you know, but he kind of looks like my ex's mom and dad. He did have a lot of hair when he was born, but now his hair is kind of balding in some areas. Yeah, he is kind of balding in some areas, but that's natural for babies. They do lose their hair and then it comes back. So like whatever hair color you're born with, like you could be born with jet black hair, it's probably gonna fall out, and then you could have brown hair. As far as his eyes go, like in some pictures they look kind of bluish, but I'm pretty sure his eyes are not gonna be blue. Like if they were gonna be blue, they would be like a brighter blue, but they're probably gonna be brown. So there's a pretty high chance that facially he's going to look like my ex, or baby daddy, I mean. But then again, my dad and my brother have brown eyes, so it's not like, oh my. Here, let's show everyone your hair. He's got a little mohawk going on. Yeah, someone said he had red hair. He's not a redhead. He has light brown hair. He has a little double chin. He did not get a butt chin like me. Like I have like a butt chin. He does not have a butt chin. You don't have a butt chin. That is so sweet. You don't have a butt chin. You look so good. Yeah, this is my child. You're still a baby. You're not a child yet. You're still a baby. Trying to get him to open his eyes. I don't think he's going to. He's really sleepy. He's really sleepy. Yeah, he's not going to open his eyes right now, but this is him in his little tiger outfit. Like I said, he's pretty hefty, but I think my cats weigh more. Like picking up Bubba or Choco actually weighs more than this baby. This baby's pretty light, so look at your little face. And he does have baby acne, but that is common for boys to have like little baby acne. So I guess that is it for this video. Next update, like I said, I'm going to do is in 3 months. Not in 3 months, the 3-month update, and then I'll do a 6-month update. And then I'll probably do like maybe a 9, I don't know, but definitely we'll do a 1-year update. If you like this video and you like my channel, make sure to subscribe and make sure to like this video and leave a comment if you have any questions or anything you want to add, and I will answer it. I usually answer and respond to everyone's comment. I at least like everyone's comment unless it's just like rude. Then why would I like it? Duh. Follow my son on Instagram. He has his own account. I take cute pictures of him. I try to like dress him up and like pose him, but he doesn't really follow my directions because he's a baby. Like, you can't even be like, look at the camera like a cat. He's not gonna do it. Also, the links to all of my social medias are in the description, like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouNow, it's all down there. I'm gonna try to start streaming again, but I do make TikToks and stuff all the time. Not really as active with posting pictures on Instagram, but I do post on my story like all the time. Bye guys, I'll see you next time.